Erin Contreras grew up believing in God, even though she had no church experience or faith in her family. When Erin was nearly 9 months pregnant with their second son, she was involved in a traumatic home invasion that left her nearly dead and thoroughly traumatized.
It left me broken. It left me a different person. I had lost my faith. I almost lost my life, both of my children's life in that night. After that, you try and keep yourself together, but there was no part of me that was okay, and there was nothing that Eli could do to make me better. It was like this oppressive blanket on every aspect of my life. I struggled to be a mother anymore. I struggled to be a wife. I struggled just to be a human anymore. I had lost all sense of that.
They had just bought a house, and Eli lost his job. The financial strain and Erin struggling with what had happened to her was too much. Eli and Erin's marriage crumbled. They separated and stopped communicating with one another. During this time, Eli took a step in faith and joined a men's small group. When the men would pray at the end of every group, Eli would ask for prayer for his marriage and pray specifically for his wife. One day, Eli asked Erin, "What do you think about maybe coming to church with me on Sunday? You can keep the kids with you." Several months later, the Contrerases were still going to church together every Sunday and were living in the same house once again.
So Eli had asked me to join the small group with him, to start doing this thing together again, And it was the first time we'd ever looked at doing something together, and I remember thinking, I don't need that. I don't need people invading my bubble. I don't need people looking at my marriage and dissecting it and saying, oh, she's broken. Oh, how can he still be married to her, I knew that there was that little bit in my heart that was like, I wanted to belong again. I wanted to be a part of this marriage again. Whether I could say that's what I wanted, I knew that there was something in me that's like, okay, let's just try it out.
Eventually, Erin agreed to join a small group with Eli. And after they had attended the group for about a year and a half, Erin got severely sick and had to endure 7 surgeries within a single summer. It was during this time that Erin's perception of small group, and of God, took a dramatic shift.
So after being depressed for so long, so isolated, I wasn't even friends with my husband, let alone this group of people, and now these people are in my house. They're going to the store for me. They're cooking dinner for my kids, I just never experienced that type of love before. I had never experienced people pouring into my life. I never experienced people just genuinely there showing me love like that.
These experiences and this new sense of belonging changed everything for Erin.
It started to give me hope through my depression. I started to realize maybe I'm not so alone. Maybe this doesn't have to all be on my shoulders. Maybe I can tell somebody who I am and them not judge me. At the end of it, I was like, I belong to these people. This is my community. I had experienced God's love through my community. I had experienced God's love through my small group, through the church. And it just made sense. I realized that God's love is meant to be experienced with other people, with a community. And it just made sense. That's where I belong.